This may not be how you expect this story to start, but stay with me for a minute. In 1989, the NCAA came down hard on the University of Kentucky with major sanctions. Among them, a 2-year ban on postseason tournaments. The coach was fired, the athletic director was fired, and the majority of the players were either banned from playing or transferred when they no longer had a shot at winning the national title. But 4 players stayed. They didn't stay for the awards. They stayed because of how much the program meant to them and how much it meant to the state of Kentucky. The first 2 seasons under the ban were not what a Kentucky program was used to. But under new head coach Rick Pitino, the Cats kept on. Their first year back of eligibility just also happened to be the original 4's senior year. That year, the team reached the regional finals and lost in a last-second shot made by Duke's Christian Laettner, which is widely regarded as the greatest college basketball game of all time. These 4 players are known as the Unforgettables. Not for how many points they scored, but because they stuck by the program during the worst time in Kentucky's basketball history. A few weeks after that loss, thousands of people were gathered in Rupp Arena as all 4 had their jerseys retired. The athletic director addressed the crowd saying, "We retired these jerseys in honor of 4 young men who have been the heart and soul of our basketball program these past 3 years. 3 years ago, our program was devastated. Today, it is back on top, due largely to 4 young men who persevered, who weathered the hard times and brought the good times back to Kentucky basketball. Their contributions cannot be measured in statistics or record books." As Indiana retires 5 seniors tonight, I can't help but see the similarities. These players who are leaving may not be the blue chips like next year's freshman class, but these 5 stuck with Indiana in its worst time. As the rest of the 07-08 team and recruiting class bolted, they went through 3 years of 6-25, 10-21, and 12-20. They've been criticized and made out as a joke, but they stuck with it, putting in hours and hours of blood, sweat, and tears in Assembly Hall for the glory of Old IU. This year, these 5 seniors will reach the NCAA tournament for the first time. They've defeated number 1, number 2, number 5, and swept the state of Indiana. But my guess, my hope, is that that won't be what they're remembered for. This is Indiana, and these are our Unforgettables.
When you've played at Indiana, the program has always been bigger than any one person. It's about the way that people remember the teams. They remember the players, certainly, but they remember the teams. And the teams here, in my mind, my recollection, were never people that were entitled or anything was bestowed upon them. As great as the tradition was, everybody had to come in and earn their way in it. These guys have done that. They have done that.
We've been through a lot together. More than any I've been through my entire life.
Wearing these candy striped pants. And my family, these are very special. This is what we've grown up around, and this whole place is what we've grown up knowing, and that's why I couldn't be anywhere else but here.
I came in here and, with Coach Sampson, I understood what the situation was, and I decided to stay with my commitment. And, the senior class has grown with us. We've all matured, and we've given them something this year. The team has that. They're always going to remember, and they're always going to be a part of it.
Every one of us came for different reasons. We all came individually. There weren't a lot of guarantees that we could make people because we didn't know what was going to happen. When you join Indiana as a coach, when you join Indiana as a player, you don't expect it to be the way it was 4 years ago. There's no blueprint for that. There's no book to read. There's really nobody to call. So all we can do is come in together. And as you see today, and as you've seen this year, and as you see when you watch all 5 of them speak, we might have all come individually, but they're going to leave here collectively.
As I ran out of the tunnel onto the court, my last game in the greatest venue in all sport, I reminisce of all the blood, sweat, and tears, and being the #1 Wildcats amongst all the cheers. As a senior, the wins over Kentucky and Purdue definitely top off the list. What's even better is the national championship game in Lafayette just doesn't exist. I may go out to the real world and be a coach, a writer, maybe even a producer. But I can tell you this, no matter where I go, no matter what I do, I'll always be a Hoosier.
At Assembly Hall, I'm Samantha Dewig for Peaks.com.